Now that we got everybody into the interview to get, a little overview of it, let's get into the meat of the project. All right, I want to start not with the songs in order. I want to start with the skits first, because the skits are commercials. But it reminds me of back in the day when people would give you a message during the commercial to get you ready for the actual program. Tell me about why that was important to always lead the person back into the subject matter during the album.
I felt like I had to do that because I created the song titles before I created the songs.
Okay.
So I felt like this is really hard, and it sounds like a cop out, but like I figured like, yo, how can I creatively make it so everything still makes sense, and maybe I can take a break from the story. People don't even know when I'm actually coming back into the story really, other than the fact I say now return from but like that's still like that character in track 7 is a different character from track 1, 2, 3, and 4, and track 8 is the character from 7 and 1, 2, 3, 4, both realizing they gotta just be themselves and not like them. Like it's okay to be not like somebody else. In track 9, So is the character from the first half finding love again, but it's a different kind of love where they're building each other up. Like he's coming to a realization of who he is and who he wants to be, and he's happy now. And the person that he's talking to, he's saying like, look, stop trying to change yourself in society. That makeup and whatnot is never going to beat like what's really within you. And I feel like I didn't really portray that well to let people know that it's that same character because I didn't give him a name. But as much as I wanted to tell a story, I wanted to make it so people can still listen to each individual track without it being too like, oh, I gotta go back and listen to the whole story again, you know?
That's what makes the album work, though. I'm glad you did. Because in my honest opinion, this is just mine. If you don't agree, I don't care. We're not doing an interview. The best albums are cohesive albums.
Yes.
Like Ready to Die, Life After Death. I couldn't even see Illmatic, but American Gangster.
The Cool.
Oh, The Cool. So that's the name of some. 40 Days, 40 Nights, 40 Tracks. Those albums start with a theme. Oh, we haven't been forgetting your peoples. The Listening and The Minstrel Show.
Oh, yes.
Those themes take you from the beginning to a complete ending that makes you go, damn, what did I just listen to? What is the composition for you in the process to compose an album of meaning rather than a collection of songs?
I wanted to try to do something originally that was rare, and then I said, no, I want to try to do something that's never been done before. I've never seen a track list that reads off like that where the songs actually make sense.
Never?
The track is the track list is a sentence. You're more well versed in hip hop than me, so let me know if you could think of one.
The Jizz of Liquid Swords. The Jizz of Liquid Swords.
The album made a sentence in the track.
A paragraph. It was a whole thing in the back.
That the track list.
It's a paragraph in the back of the album.
And each song
was in white and the other parts was in black.
No. Each song stuck to the topic of the title track of each song.
Damn. You did something because it was a sentence. His was a paragraph. So
wait, his was a paragraph.
Yeah, so you did a narrative. You did a narrative while you did a thought.
I'm a little
in between words, like he said in white. The song title, but in between.
Oh no, that's creative, but that's no.
You did the thought. He did a narrative, so I give you yours. I give it to you.
Yeah, I was gonna say I still feel like I did something that's never been done before, because that's like I could create. I feel like if I worked really hard, I can create a sentence out of each title from the gray area.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a kind of like an after thing that he may have been like, you know what? Let me just do this to like make the album a little more interesting. I'm saying from the door, I had that sentence.
And then you just constructed the album around a sentence.
Yes.
That's very creative.
Thank you.
Because if I break down the songs, let's talk about creativity. Don't is one of the most powerful songs on the album.
Thank you.
Because when we think about domestic violence, which is a subject that a lot of people really don't touch on. We touch on heartbreak. We touch on people getting cheated on. We talk about vulnerability, but we never talk about the male victimization of domestic violence. Why was that such a topic that you wanted to talk about?
Because we never talk about the male victimization. To go back on exactly what you said, nobody really talks about it.
But the way you put it, once again, goes to the double entendre. You're black, man.
Oh, yeah.
And that one line spoke volumes of the song. Because, yeah, you're black, which means you're so-called black. I don't like that word. But you're black, which means you're already the victim, but then you're a black man, which means you're a double victim of the same thing.
And the best part is you don't know the race of the girl.
At all.
Because it doesn't matter what's the race of the girl. If she's wicked enough, she'll turn the fact that you're a black man and nobody will believe you against you. Not that all women are like that. It's definitely a specific kind of girl.
No.
But one thing that I personally love about the song is that's something that I thought about from the gate. That's one of the songs that I thought about before I had the album, actually. It was going to be called Hands on Me, but I was like, that makes sense. So I wrote it originally from the female perspective of somebody who's been abused, and I just knew in my heart that I can get people to believe this woman. Because it's not hard to believe that a woman's been abused. It's not hard at all.
No.
Because it's common, sadly.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, but it's so much harder to believe that a guy's a victim. And that's what I wanted to play on. That's the first half of the album is mostly about perspective. Actually, no, this whole album is about perspective, really.
It is. And I want to ask you a question that's so systematic of the album that I want you to give your own definition. Why is the black guy the weird kid?
Why is he the weird kid? I mean, anybody can be a weird kid.
But why is he? I picked out the weird in every song, and it's weird to talk about a male, you know. But in the larger context, why is the black man a weird kid?
Oh, I feel what you're saying now. So technically, separately from the album, right? The black man is the weird kid in society because the black man is misunderstood. I feel like another word for weird is misunderstood.
That's quite accurate. Why is there racism in the world?
Because of the devil. The devil was the first racist ever. He saw Adam and was like, I'm not bowing to that. Send me to earth.
Really?
Because I'm made of fire and you made of clay. Sorry, I should give some more context. In the religion of Islam, what's believed to happen is...
Shout out to Islam.
Shout out to Islam. What's believed to happen is, what is believed that has happened is that God created Adam out of clay. Before he blew his breath into Adam to become the first human of all time, he asked all the angels in his kingdom, and the devil, who wasn't an angel, but he worshipped God so hard that he was ascended into heaven because he did nothing but praise God all the time, almost to the perfection of an angel. But he had free choice. So he created Adam, God created Adam, and the devil, he said, everybody bow. The devil made a fire. Adam's made of clay. He said, I'm better than him. Why would I?
Right.
We're different. I'm better. Why would I bow to him? And God said, why are you, acting like this? And now we're here today. And when I read that story, it doesn't necessarily say that the devil was racist, but I was like, you know what? That hatefulness that's in people's hearts is definitely coming from a place of evil. And I find it very ironic that the reason that the devil got kicked out of heaven in Islam was because he refused to turn down his pride because somebody was different from him.
That's a very interesting perspective. And I gotta respect that. Because even the Mormons, who they lie in their whole shit, I'm not in the Mormons, whatever, get at me. But bottom line is, interesting perspective because it all turns over what you deem precious. Racism in America started over women. A woman is the cause of racism. Period. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
I'm trying to see where you're going.
You'll see. So, you ever heard of the movie The Birth of a Nation? The original.
I still have not seen that, and I keep forgetting to watch it.
You're talking about the new one?
No, I'm talking about the original.
Okay, the original. You've never seen the original movie, Birth of a Nation? Okay, so The Birth of a Nation was about the birth of the Ku Klux Klan. And the Ku Klux Klan was born because a man of color was supposedly he was made as a beast, a King Kong. Henceforth, King Kong, the Mighty Joe Young. He was a King Kong, a man, a brute, and he wanted to rape a young white woman. So the Ku Klux Klan came to their rescue, and they established the white nation. Franklin Delano Roosevelt said, "This is the most important movie in American history. Thus, the fueling of racism happened in America because they have to protect the white woman." The song "Don't" reflects that to me, because to protect the woman, the man, a black man at that, no matter what the situation is the victim. And at the end of the song, he beats the case. He does everything to free his name, but the effect of the encounter not only brought shame, but it caused him to question his existence. And being a weird kid, you question a lot of your existence. Why don't I fit in? Why do people always look at me like this? Why when I say something it's the wrong thing? How come I can't get this person to understand me? And then that self-doubt is the thing that governs their look on the world. Let's go into the second song. Second song is
They're onto something.
They're onto something. Classic.
Thank you.
And the way you ended the story goes back to what we're saying about perspective, because it's a man and a woman's tale, which is always how it goes. But when you paint the narrative, it's they get together, but that's what you want to hear. That's not always the case. What's the point of always keeping it true and giving it to perspective of this is the fairy tale, but reality doesn't always reflect the fairy tale? Why was that important to you?
Why was that important to me? That's important to me beyond music. I just don't want anybody to be blind. Like, even after I said something like the government working with who claim they were enlightened. Nope, said something before that. I said something along the lines of do your research, even I could be lying.
Yes, I like that line too.
That's my, no, I don't want to say favorite line because I haven't listened to it enough, but that's one of my favorite lines on the album because I don't want to give myself the responsibility. I hate when like other artists are just like, yo, come to me, I'm the truth, I will guide you right, and da da da. I don't know. I'm only trying to be the best that I possibly can.
Right.
So still do your own research. Like, that's what I tell people who are getting into any religion. Don't become part of a religion because of people. Do it because of your research and your books and stuff. Like, don't put your trust in the church. Like, put your trust in your God, the person you're supposed to be worshiping. Like, so yeah. I hate people being misled because of power. And let's just say I don't believe in this at all, but just to entertain it. Let's just say entertainers can be cloned and put out again, and you know their messages change and whatnot. Let's just entertain it and say that's true. That's part of the reason why I'm saying don't just depend solely on me. Anything can happen to me, or I can die and somebody can just misconstrue my message and use it for hate, like they do with the Bible and the Quran
and the Torah.
And the Torah, yeah, all the books.
Shout out to the Angel.
Yeah.
So that goes, once again, I think I lost my train of thought because I was so deep. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
But one of my favorite rappers said, in our ignorance, our oppressors seem righteous. And in that line, and in what you said, it goes into self-reflection and knowing what you know. This album is telling people to get to know yourself because you are the author of your life. Trust yourself, not the opinion of the world.
I like that.
So then how do we fight the world and be ourselves in the midst of the battle of peer pressure and questioning our own existence?
We're only in this world physically. We don't have to be in this world mentally. We don't have to be in this world spiritually. And that's not me saying go get high. I'm saying that like I said, I've been happy for the past couple of months at the beginning of this interview, at the beginning of part one. And one of the biggest reasons of that is just me like I still want to help the world and try to save the world. Samad Savage is still trying to change the world for anybody who listens to Samad World. But my point of view on it is a little bit different because although I love this world, I understand that this world wasn't meant to last forever, and this world wasn't meant to be perfect. if there is an afterlife, regardless of like whatever religion you believe in, you feel like this world is very temporary. You haven't even met your forever. You're only here for about, God willing, 70 to 100 years. Yeah. And when that life is taken away, you have so much more that's not even comparable, not even imaginable. And you're worried about how your outfit looks for one day. You feel me? You're worried about how things are going bad for one day. Or even some people have bad years. Some people get locked up for things they didn't even do, and it really does mess them up mentally and stuff like that. But the best thing that person can do for themselves is try to focus on the future. What happened already happened. If I spill water all over myself, the only thing I can do now is get a towel. Why am I like yelling and throwing things and being upset and cursing up a storm when it's like, let me just fix this problem? Why am I wasting time complaining? You know, so back to what you said about the world. Man, I don't want to say who cares about the world, because I care about the people in the world. Right. But just try your best to focus on yourself and your future, and find happiness in making others happy.